Contenders and champions all striving to become this generation's superstar. Significant punch landed in the last few years that will not be taken into account today.
Kovalev's not even committing to it.
Here it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over.
A pound-for-pound slot for the legendary Filipino slugger Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao is certainly nothing new or out of the ordinary.
Bang, 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 bang.
Pacquiao became the oldest welterweight champion in history with his win over Keith Thurman last year, and joined George Foreman as the only two pro boxers to win world titles 20 years apart.
Now I prove it again at age of 40, so Manny Pacquiao's journey still continue.
Since his controversial defeat to Jeff Horn in 2017, Manny appears to be rolling back the years with consecutive prime-like performances over Matisse, Broner, and Thurman respectively. However, with no outing in 2020 and lurking rumors of a Conor McGregor fight being next, this will likely be the last time he features on a current list like this.
There, then moves away. Now his back is against the ropes. Margarito tries to press the action. Pacquiao hits him flat with a big left hand.
Manny's speed, power, and footwork have remained the gold standard in boxing ever since he conquered America in the mid-2000s. It doesn't matter what weight he fights at, or what age he fights at. His legendary skill set always finds a way to give his opponents hell.
Bit of a smile from Manny Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! Thurman knocked down late in round one.
Sport with his charisma, skill, and impact outside the ring. Ali's lightning-fast footwork, incredible reflexes, and unmatched confidence made him a revolutionary fighter. He became the heavyweight champion 3 times, defeating Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman in legendary fights. His iconic victory over Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle displayed his tactical genius. Ali's refusal to fight in the Vietnam War and his activism made him a global icon beyond boxing. His legacy as the greatest is not just... And that wraps up our list of the 20 greatest boxers of all time. These legends left an unforgettable mark on the sport, inspiring generations of fighters and fans alike. Do you agree with our rankings, or do you think someone else should have made the list? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Pound for pound, one of the hardest punchers in world boxing, Gervonta "Tank" Davis isn't a name quite yet associated with the sport's current upper echelon, but that's not due to a lack of effort or risks taken by the 26-year-old Baltimore bruiser.
This young man right here, natural-born superstar. But the ultimate goal is to get him to surpass me.
Gervonta made it 5 out of 5 for world title defenses, ending in a knockout after ironing out the top contender Leo Santa Cruz at the tail end of October. The sturdiest test of his career so far, and he came through with flying colors, making Cruz miss for multiple rounds before landing an uppercut raised from hell in the 5th. With the Gamboa fight from last year aside, Gervonta makes the list more for his display of dominance over top contenders since becoming a champion in 2017. He is a fighter who not only carries severe punching power in both hands, but has ring credit and fighting intelligence to create problems for his opponents and leave them guessing when and where the next power punch is coming from.
As the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in history, Sugar Ray Robinson was a near-perfect boxer. His combination of speed, power, footwork, and ring intelligence was decades ahead of his time. Robinson won titles at welterweight and middleweight, dominating both divisions. His 91-fight winning streak is legendary, and his wars with Jake LaMotta, including the famous St. Valentine's Day Massacre, showcased his brilliance. Robinson's ability to knock out opponents in any round and his fluid, artistic boxing style set the standard for future generations. His influence on the sport is unmatched, making him one of the all-time greats. And in first place is
current, former, and future world champions. Mexico's own Saul Canelo Alvarez has by far the most prestigious boxing career of the last decade.
In the opening round. Oh, you nailed! That wobbled it a little bit. That's true. Drops up your car. Cuts from Alvarez.
Brilliant performance in the middle of the ring by both fighters.
That was a headshot down against the body, and that should do it. It's over. That is it.
The list of Hall of Fame opponents he's defeated is uncanny, albeit a few past their prime. Still, on paper, it certainly rivals his great Mexican counterpart, Julio Cesar Chavez.
It just looks so much more powerful. He's that digging down.
He hurt him there.
Solid right hand upstairs.
Known for his blistering combinations, savage punching power, and slick defensive work, Canelo has bitten traits from each legendary rival that he's faced, implementing the part of his opponent's game he struggled with the most into his future bouts.
No, not at all. He's a strong competitor. He's a strong champion. It's nothing I never felt before after being in the sport over 20 years. But he's a tough competitor. He's a tough competitor.
In recent years, we've seen Canelo push his body to the limits to achieve greatness, becoming a champion in 4 different weights, with his most recent venture 20 pounds past his optimal mass at light heavy against the formidable Sergey Kovalev.
Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over. That's it.
While engaging in high-tempo slugfests has elevated Canelo to the sport's highest-earning competitor, it has also made many of his high-profile fights considerably close, to the point where many fans feel he's even been gifted the odd decision or two. Either way, when Canelo has fought someone not ranked in the top 3 of a given division, it's been nothing short of a bloodbath, proving his quality shines far beyond lingering contenders, a feat his closest rivals can't claim.
A showcase fight.
The only 8-division world champion in boxing history, Manny Pacquiao's achievements are unparalleled. Starting as a small flyweight, he rose through the ranks with speed, power, and a relentless fighting style. Pacquiao's legendary victories over Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Ricky Hatton, and Juan Manuel Marquez solidified his status as a generational talent. His ability to adapt and win titles across multiple divisions is unmatched. Beyond boxing, Pacquiao's humble personality and political career in the Philippines have made him a global icon. His mix of speed, power, and relentless aggression place him among boxing's greatest ever.
The 200-pound super champ, Alexander Usyk, was indeed the only fighter in boxing today I can honestly remember cleaning out an entire division while leaving no stones unturned.
He's probably now best bar 15.5 stone now, and the hand speed is tremendous.
The run included wins over the now consensus #1 Maris Freitas, the murderous punching Murat Gassiev, topped off with a highlight reel KO of the much-informed Tony Bellew.
And score. And then he nailed it right to the counter. Usyk building up, and it's over just like that.
However, after signing with DAZN last year, the quantity and quality of his fights took a notable dip. Of course, adapting to a new division takes time, especially when it's a 30 to 40-pound difference. Yet, as a man pushing the boundaries of his prime years, I honestly expected more than Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora as his first opponents. On a positive note, we did learn a lot about Usyk's capabilities at heavyweight from the Chisora fight.
I am going all out. I'm going guns blazing all out.
As promised by the man himself, Chisora pushed the Ukrainian hard during the opening rounds, throwing his full arsenal of shots with vicious intentions. However, the legendary engine we've seen from Usyk in the past came to fruition once again, taking over the fight entirely by the 7th and continuing his dominance to the final bell.
My boxing,
Champions ever, Joe Louis reigned as champion for an astonishing 12 years. His technical skill, knockout power, and composure in the ring made him nearly unbeatable in his era. Louis defended his title 25 times, a record that still stands. His 1938 knockout victory over Max Schmeling in a politically charged rematch symbolized triumph against Nazi Germany. The Brown Bomber was a hero to many and helped elevate boxing's global status. His longevity, skill, and impact on the sport make him one of the greatest heavyweights in history.
And we were told to expect something special. That was quite a show.
One of those kids is perhaps the most fearsome and dangerous pugilist to ever emerge from the rising sun. He may look like a BTS member, but you don't get the nickname the Monster for no reason.
And he's called the Monster, Andre, because of his knockout power in the 11 knockouts in 13 fights. Now Ortiz is going to... Oh, my God! Unbelievable!
After a stellar amateur career, Inoue wasted no time fighting journeymen and became a world champion after merely 6 fights, defeating Adrian Hernandez for the WBC light flyweight title. 6 years and 16 fights later, Inoue has never taken a backward step, progressing through multiple divisions while capturing an array of championship belts. Inoue's crowning moment came at the tail end of 2019 when he faced the fellow Asian star Nonito Donaire in the World Boxing Super Series final. A fight that on paper looked routine for Naoya, yet the action that transpired made the bookmakers look foolish.
That time, Donaire comes back with that famous left hook. Both men exchanging. He's walking through them so far. Catches Inoue on the chin, short left hook. Inoue tried to hang on there.
In what became the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year, both Inoue and Donaire traded blows at a relentless pace for the entire 12 rounds, each man testing their opponent's limit, with Inoue's classy boxing skills and brutish power ultimately being the deciding factor. After signing with Bob Arum and
aggression led to a dominant early career, including a devastating knockout win over Joe Frazier to claim the heavyweight title. Foreman's shocking loss to Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle briefly derailed his career, but he made an incredible comeback. At age 45, he regained the heavyweight championship by knocking out Michael Moorer, becoming the oldest champion in history. Foreman's longevity, knockout power, and second career resurgence make him an all-time great. A dominant and highly skilled heavyweight, Lennox Lewis combined size, power, and technical ability to rule the division in the 1990s and early 2000s. Standing at 6 feet 5 inches, he used his strong jab and ring IQ to outbox opponents while possessing knockout power in both hands. Lewis defeated every fighter he ever faced, avenging his only 2 losses to Oliver McCall and Hasim Rahman. Wins over Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, and Vitaly Klitschko solidified his legacy. Retiring as the undisputed champion, Lewis is regarded as one of the smartest and most accomplished heavyweights in history,
which to this point remains a perfect one.
This is my weight class.
This is my weight class.
Yeah,
you're right. This is my weight class now. When I entered it, it's mine.
Due to a lack of challengers, Crawford moved up to the welterweight division in 2018 in search of some profile-raising fights, 2 of which serving their purpose in Amir Khan and Kell Brook.
Position to let his combinations go. Beautiful right hand. And the champ gets to him. Vicious attack to close it.
Still, question marks remain over the body of work Crawford has produced since turning pro in 2008, Gamboa being the only pound-for-pound opponent he's beaten. Although, with the likes of Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, and Sean Porter blocking any route to undisputed, it's going to be a fun ride-out to the end of the Omahan's career.
A defensive mastermind and one of the most technically gifted boxers ever, Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired undefeated with a 50-0 record. His ability to read opponents, counterpunch with precision, and avoid damage made him nearly impossible to beat. Winning world titles in 5 different weight classes, Mayweather defeated greats like Manny Pacquiao, Oscar de la Hoya, and Canelo Alvarez. His defensive style and business acumen made him one of the highest-paid athletes in history. While some criticized his cautious approach, his dominance and longevity in the sport are undeniable, securing his place among the all-time greats.
As a career-long Fury fan, nothing warmed my heart more this year than seeing the Gypsy King finally accepted and respected for the masterful
A Mexican boxing legend, Julio Cesar Chavez was an unstoppable force in his prime, amassing an incredible 89-0-1 record before his first loss. With relentless pressure, an iron chin, and vicious body punching, Chavez dominated the super featherweight, lightweight, and light welterweight divisions. He won world titles in 3 weight classes and had memorable battles against Meldrick Taylor, Hector Camacho, and Pernell Whitaker. Chavez's never-say-die attitude and ability to break down opponents made him a fan favorite and a national hero in Mexico. His endurance and technical prowess make him one of the best fighters ever. Heavyweight champion in boxing history, Evander Holyfield is known for his incredible durability, skill, and warrior spirit. He first became the undisputed cruiserweight champion before moving up to heavyweight, where he defeated legends like Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe, and George Foreman. Holyfield's 2 fights with Tyson, including the infamous ear-biting incident, were among the most talked-about bouts in boxing history. Despite being smaller than many of his opponents, his heart, resilience, and ability to take punishment and keep fighting made him one of the greatest heavyweights ever. Roy Jones Jr. was one of the most athletically gifted fighters in boxing history. With lightning-fast reflexes, power in both hands, and an unorthodox style, he dominated multiple weight divisions. Jones won world titles from middleweight to heavyweight, an extraordinary achievement. His peak performances in the 1990s, including dominant wins over James Toney and Bernard Hopkins, showcased his unparalleled skills. His speed and showboating made him one of the most entertaining fighters of his era. Though his later career saw losses, his prime was nearly untouchable, earning him a spot among boxing's elite. A southpaw with incredible power, durability, and skill, marvelous Marvin Hagler was one of the greatest middleweights ever. He held the undisputed middleweight title for nearly 7 years, defending it 12 times. Hagler's aggressive yet technically sound approach made him a dominant force in the 1980s. His wars with Thomas Hearns, Roberto Duran, and Sugar Ray Leonard are legendary, with his 3-round battle against Hearns being one of the most action-packed fights in history. Despite a controversial loss to Leonard, Hagler's legacy as a true warrior and dominant champion remains undisputed. The most charismatic and skilled boxers of all time, Sugar Ray Leonard combined speed, power, and showmanship to dominate the 1980s. He won world titles in 5 different weight classes and defeated legends like Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, and Marvin Hagler. Leonard's tactical brilliance was on full display in his rematch with Duran, where he made the Panamanian legend quit. His controversial yet strategic win over Hagler cemented his legacy as one of boxing's greatest minds. With dazzling combinations and a fearless fighting spirit, Leonard remains one of the most complete fighters in history.